Good morning, guys. Welcome to my Monday morning rant for Monday, the 7th of November, 2022. So, another eventful week. It started off with signing the contract for my brand new apartment. It's not brand new, actually, it's about 3 or 4 years old, but it's as new. The couple who first moved in there moved out because they wanted something bigger. I think they were starting a family. So they rented it out. And when they did so, they laid down some timber flooring to protect the original solid wood flooring. It's this sort of dark veneer-like flooring that you see in a lot of new houses and apartments. Like, it's super thin. And I noticed it when I first walked into the place, that every step you take, there's like a millimeter gap between the wooden floorboards and the floor underneath it, and you can feel it, and it feels cheap. But it turns out it's because they never glued it down. They always expected to lift it back off, I suppose, at some point, and it's something that I can consider when I move in there, whether I lift up those floorboards and reveal the original solid floorboards underneath. And also the 3 bedrooms are carpeted, but they've used this really high-wearing, almost corporate carpet. I don't mind the color. It's like a dark charcoal, but it's really rough stuff. And I'll probably end up at some point changing that too. But these are the kind of thoughts that are going through my head. Having to, well, I don't have to, but I want to sell off all the furniture that I do have right now, except I'm going to hold on to my Eames chairs, obviously, because they're hand-me-downs, and Eames is a big fan of Eames stuff. I was considering taking my George Nelson bubble lamps because they cost me so much fucking money, and I've got 3 of them in the house, so I don't know, like, I think I can't take them now that I didn't say so in the contract, that I would be taking them, so I probably have to give them up, but that's okay. But yeah, I think that's the next step for me, is to buy a shit ton of those humongous plastic tubs and maybe a bunch of IKEA bags, and just start packing shit, and put that all into a spare room in here, and then also to start selling off some furniture. And also to organize a huge house party. Like, I'm not so keen on having a house party at the new place. Rooftop party would be pretty cool, but I used to have the biggest parties at my house, especially New Year's Eve. So I used to have the balls or stupidity to even post this shit online and just have so many people turn up. And I haven't done that in a very long time, so I'm really looking forward to celebrating this space and this place in Maroubra Beach, and just having one more massive party, and also just to like unite a whole bunch of random friends that don't know each other, that haven't met each other. I have so many different circles of friends, and they might never have met in real life on their own accord, but I kind of like throwing people that don't know each other into the mix, because I really love all these people, and I'm sure that they'll love each other as well. So yeah, definitely keen on that. That's just the kind of stuff that's going through my head. Signing the contract was kind of nerve-wracking because I had to go through this, I swear it was like 200-page report, and read up on all the potential problems and negatives about the apartment. And one thing that I did find was that the previous owner was this lady. She's in marketing, and I went further than the report. I stalked her down on the internet, and I found her socials, and it was trippy to see the apartment in the background of her TikTok videos and her social media posts on Instagram. uh there was a string of emails about her at the end of the report, between her and between the residents of the apartment and strata. And she had a big dog. It was a Rottweiler. She had a huge dog that would intimidate the fuck out of people. The apartment doesn't allow big dogs. They only allow small to mediums. And apparently when the dog would growl at the residents, she would laugh about it. So she's a bit of a party animal. Like I saw her, like I said, I saw some of her videos and stuff, and you could just tell she was a bit of a party girl. And yeah, I mean, it's got nothing to do with me. It's just interesting to know that she was the person that was living there before I'm gonna be moving in. So I don't have a big dog, but I'm pretty fucking loud. So yeah, maybe the Karens will come out in full force when I start getting wasted and playing the guitar up loud. I suppose we'll just have to deal with it. Or maybe I just end up getting headphones. Who knows? So yeah, the apartment is mine, and I can't say that it's settled in at all. I think overall, I just feel so lucky that um, I've had the opportunity to sell my house, and for my house to have gone up so much in value over the last 17 years. And I'm also so lucky that it sold so quick, for my house to sell within a week and to sell before auction, and for me to get the exact price that I wanted for it. I got a bit more actually. And then for me to feel so nervous about finding the next place and looking for a substitute, like looking for a place by the beach that was as close to the beach as my place is now, and inspecting $3 million apartments all over like Coogee, and looking at Bondi, Clovelly, and I was just looking everywhere. And then from there looking at apartments in Randwick and quiet streets in suburbia, and like all of it wasn't a waste of time. Hey, it just really helped me to realize what I wanted and what I didn't want. And for me to end up in the city again, I mean, it's not quite the city, but it's a walk away from the city. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a really welcome change for me. And the price is so right. Like the apartment that I've bought is so bang on the money that I end up retaining 70% of my profit, which is truly, it should have always have been the focus. The focus should always have been to sell this house. It's been 17 years. I've been sitting on this investment for a long time. And for me to make enough money and put away enough money to live off for the rest of my life. So that really was the primary goal. And it was nuts of me to think that I could spend more than half of the profit on something, because that would have put me back into the position really of, hey, the profits might run out and I'll probably end up still having to work at some point. And it's not the case now. The case now is it's back to the original concept and plan, which was the only reason why I was primarily selling this place, was to be done with being cash poor and asset rich, and to sell up my main asset so that I could be cash rich and to do whatever the fuck I want. Um, so yeah, it's trippy as fuck. It's trippy as balls. It's like I feel so lucky to have been in the situation to have a house to sell, as well as it's selling so quickly and easily, and for me to find my next place and to nail that down within a couple of weeks as well. It's been nuts, and selling my race car, selling the GTR was the start of it in many ways, and letting go of stuff has been big. And again, I'm looking forward to letting go. I look around this place and I've got so much shit. And I've got so many rooms in this house that I never visit, and they're filled with stuff. So really looking forward to decluttering for real. Yeah, so that's done. That is done, and I get the keys to the new place in December, which is fantastic because that's just around the corner, and I have my place for 6 more months, so it gives me plenty of time to pack up, sell stuff, and move in, and sort shit out properly. Connecting internet and bills and all that kind of stuff. There's no pressure now. And that's what I feel. I feel like there's a whole lot of pressure off my shoulders, and I'm in a really good place. So that's the house stuff. I caught up with Anna again. She's an escort from Melbourne, and she had a fly me to you. So she was in Sydney again, and her good friend Sarina's song is back from overseas as well. And I've shot with Sarina a couple of times. She's a gorgeous girl, and she's funny as fuck. And so we caught up on last Tuesday for a shoot. And turns out a photographer that I follow, and I'm a fan of his and he's a fan of my work. We've been fans of each other's work for a few years now. His name is Saint Leo Valentine. He's also known as MilqU TV on Instagram. Turns out he was in town, and I thought it'd be pretty cool if we all hung out and shot together, which was totally cool about. But then I find out when I rocked up to the hotel on Tuesday that he had sent me a message to ask if I was okay with it. But sadly, I didn't reply. So he was upset. Everyone was upset. And I'm like showing them on my phone that I never got that message. Long story short, he ended up coming and he showed me his phone with the message to me on Instagram, and I never got it. So conspiracy theory whether Instagram is still watching me or somehow deleting or not allowing people to message me on Instagram. I really don't know what's going on. But we had the best fucking shoot. Like it was a party. It wasn't a shoot, it was a party. It was just having 2 photographers and 2 girls was so fun. And I started shooting in the daytime, so I made the most of the view of the Opera House and the Harbour Bridge, and that's still my pocket, right? But then MilqU uses a whole lot of gear. He had a luggage full of gear, and he whipped out all these lights and turned that hotel room into a studio. And he did his thing by night, and I reverted back to being a behind the scenes BTS photographer, which they're my roots, you know. Like when I started Zen Garage and we were shooting, it was always my concept to shoot our clothes, which were primarily guys' clothes, but to shoot them on girls. And I always got my friends who were professional photographers to shoot the girls in our clothes. But it sometimes the guys would take months to send me the final photos. And the problem with that was that the clothes that we were selling in the photos had sold out. So getting the photos late was just defeated the whole purpose of doing the shoot to promote the clothes. So yeah, at some stage I just thought, fuck this, like these guys are such great photographers, but they took so long to get me the shots that I went from shooting behind the scenes shots of them shooting the girls in Zen to me just organizing shoots and shooting girls not in Zen. I don't know how the whole boudoir thing came about. I was just doing street style shoots to begin with, but every girl that I kind of met would bring along some lingerie. And over time, I got to realize that a lot of girls seem to have a lingerie shoot on their bucket list. Just something that they want to do at some point, which makes total sense. You're young once, you're fit, you want to capture that. And yeah, it got to a point where even some girls that wanted to shoot with me were so worried about shooting in lingerie. Some girls were like, I'd love to shoot with you, but I don't want to shoot in lingerie. I'm like, holy fuck, I am not a lingerie photographer. I'm just shooting portraits. And it's funny, these girls who didn't want to shoot in lingerie, they would always turn up on the day of the shoot with lingerie. And yeah, it just sort of started there. So it was just really nice to shoot some behind the scenes stuff because I feel like that's where I'm in my zone. I don't feel like I'm under any kind of pressure. I sit there and all I do is frame, and I've got like the photographer in the foreground and the models in the background. So I've got my depth, and I love that. And I'm kind of like invisible, I just can be in my own little zone, just trying to get the right shots. So it was a great night. I drank so much that I needed to lie down. Like it got that bad that I couldn't stand anymore. And luckily at that point, Anna lied down with me, so it was super cute. We're just having big D&Ms while MilqU and Sarina were shooting in the bathroom. So that was like the end of the party when we'd actually split up as a foursome. We'd split up at some point within the hotel room. But fuck, it was so fun. Sarina had an awesome playlist that was on playing throughout the whole shoot. Need to do that more often. I really enjoyed it. Everyone really enjoyed it. And another thing that happened during the week last week, I caught up with my good mate Nick Turner, who was my old business partner with Spacewalk, and he brought his baby Mason over. And those who know me well know that I'm not great with kids, but kids seem to love me, and his kid is such a happy baby, which is I'm so thankful for, because if a baby's crying off its tits, it just freaks me the fuck out. And usually when I catch up with friends with babies, I can't catch up with my friends because 90% of the attention is on the kid, and you got to give kids energy, otherwise they lose their shit. So usually when I catch up with friends with kids, I never get to catch up with my friends. But this time around was a bit different because Mason was just so happy. He was so into me, like he was just so happy with me. When I picked him up, he would giggle and laugh, and so much eye contact, and yeah, I can't say I was comfortable, but man, like what a gorgeous baby. Nick should be really happy. He's got a really good looking baby. And it was cool. Like, it was just cool to see my mate now, Dad. Hasn't changed him a bit. He's gunning hard. He's still shooting is for work, and he's got his own studio now too, which is really cool. And best of all, where I'm moving to is just a walk away from his place. So really looking forward to being in his hood and catching up with him and the fam some more. That's gonna be great. And in other news, a friend of mine, Carmen, she sent me she sent me, then she uploaded to my Facebook a photo of the latest model Porsche GT3 with the license plate Zen. And she said, like, new car, and I'm like, fuck, I've got to use this as an out of season April Fool's joke. So I started sending that out on socials and to other people saying, oh, sold a house and thought I'd treat myself to a new ride. And everyone believed it. And I suppose, why not, right? Because I've sold the house. I've got more than enough money to buy a few of them if I wanted. But what people don't really know is that it sort of stirred up some really weird vibes for me, because the Zen plate used to be on the MilqU, the wide body MilqU, and that was owned by my business, was created and owned by my business partners, who we had a falling out when I took ownership of Zen. We had a huge falling out, differences in opinions and what we felt for the company. And it just brought up bad vibes for me. And when I did a bit more research and found out who owns the car, it kind of upset me a little bit more, because it's someone that I don't really know. I don't know this person, but the scene knows them. And I started to feel, I don't know if that's what jealousy is. Does, I know jealousy turns to hate. I'm not jealous of him owning the car. I'm just upset that my old plates are on the car, and I still run Zen Garage, and I use Zen as my my name in all my gaming and stuff. So people call me Zen. People know me as Zen with my online gaming and stuff. So just seeing those plates on that car, like the GT3 was a dream car of mine at some point. He's got it in the right color too. I would have ordered it in white, and just having thoughts of like approaching him and buying the plates of him and sticking them on my rusty Jazz, and then thoughts of why not just buy myself a GT3. I've always wanted one. I've got the money now. And a good mate of mine even messaged me and said, $600,000, that's fucking loose change for you right now, bro. Just go and buy one. And so all sorts of emotions and thoughts were going through my head, and I started to judge this guy. He's a young guy. He's got too much money. Where the MilqU was completely original and the Zen plates belonged on it because of the juxtaposition of having Zen on an Australian car, and an Australian car that was highly modified, versus whacking the Zen plates on basically a showroom car that's not been modified at all and doesn't get driven hard, and it's just more like brand name rich person culture. But again, I sort of caught myself out on judging. I posted that a couple of places, and then I went and deleted it afterwards. Who am I to judge? We're all on different levels. I'm sure the guy who owns that car is fucking stoked and happy. I shouldn't be complaining at all that the Zen plates are out there and they're on such a hot car as well, you know? Like, it is an amazing car. It's an amazing vehicle. It looks great. Um, hey, I've got nothing to complain about. So just weird. Just really noticed that I was like a bit bummed out for a day, and I still haven't really quite put my finger on it. But I think it's mostly because I still associate myself with Zen and that name and that brand and that history, and some of that history is not good. And it brought up some of those feelings and some of those memories. So yeah, maybe the whole Zen thing I need to address again at some point. I don't have to rush into that right now. I've got plenty of time to figure it out. What else? I'm shooting today with Abby, otherwise known as Cremalicious. Uh, I love Abby so much, and I love hanging and shooting with her. So I'm super excited about it. She's got a girl who's got a huge TikTok following and a massive Instagram following, and they've been hanging out. So she's invited me over to her place out in the sticks, like whoop whoop, to shoot both her and her friend. So I am so down. She wanted to pay for it, but I've not charged Abby like forever. So she's so naughty. I said no. She went and put money into my account anyway. She's bad, but I respect that, and I'm looking forward to it. I need to put some fuel in the car. I swear I've only filled that jazz up 3 times in my whole life. Hey, and it's only been washed once, and that was when my mum borrowed the car because her car was in service or something. She borrowed it and she couldn't stand how many fucking spiders were living on it and shit, and she actually washed the car. So yeah, it's my rust bucket. I probably should put some air in the tires too before I get there. I've never filled the tires up with air. I'm pretty sure they'd be way below the recommended rating. So I'll do that at a fuel station on the way. But I've got that today, and I'm really excited about it. The only thing I'm not excited about is I suppose I can't get drunk during the shoot because I do have to drive home. And that'll change the vibe. But hey, Abby is a vibe in herself, so it should be good. And apart from that, I'm catching up with family who are coming over from Indo this week as well, and we're going to Sake in the city, which is a restaurant that I have a lot of memories in as well, like anniversaries and shit with ex-girlfriends and stuff, ex-fiance and stuff. So that'll be interesting. But hey, I will make sure I don't drive to that one, and I will sake the fuck out of it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope everyone has an awesome week, and I shall catch you guys in the next one. See yous.